You can be really good at saving and still feel completely disorganized financially. I see this all the time with dual income medical families, good income, good habits, doing what they're supposed to do, and yet there's this constant feeling in the background like something isn't quite buttoned up. Not because you're doing anything wrong, but because everything feels scattered. And that's an important distinction because what most families are feeling isn't a lack of discipline, it's a lack of coordination. I'm Devin Watts, and I help high earning families bring order to financial chaos. Today, I want to talk about why being busy with your money doesn't automatically mean you have a real strategy. Talking about why activity doesn't equal coordination and what you can actually do to bring it all together. Let's start with what this actually looks like in practice. Here's a common scenario. You've got a 401k at your current employer, two old 401ks or 403bs from previous jobs, a Roth IRA you used to contribute to, a taxable brokerage account with about 50,000 sitting in it, a high yield savings with another 40,000, and maybe an HSA that you're not quite sure how to use. These are strong numbers for a growing family, but they don't tell you whether those accounts are working together efficiently. Each account has a different purpose, different tax treatment, different investment options, different withdrawal rules. When you open them, they made sense, but now they're scattered pieces of a puzzle that nobody puts together. This is the coordination problem. You're saving, you're doing the right thing, but the accounts aren't talking to each other, and that creates three big issues. First, you're probably paying more taxes than you need to. When accounts aren't coordinated, you miss opportunities for tax optimization. Maybe you're contributing everything to pre-tax accounts while your income is actually lower than it will be in retirement. Or you're drawing from the wrong accounts first, triggering unnecessary taxes. Here's a hypothetical example. Let's say you have $1 million in pre-tax accounts and 80,000 in brokerage accounts or taxable investment accounts. If you retire early and need income before Social Security kicks in, pulling only from pre-tax accounts means you're paying ordinary income tax on every dollar. But if those accounts were coordinated, you might pull strategically from taxable accounts first while doing Roth conversions at lower tax rates. The difference over a retirement, easily tens of thousands of dollars. Second, your risk is uneven. Let's imagine you consider yourself a moderate investor. You want about 60% stocks and 40% bonds, but your accounts aren't coordinated. You might have 80% stocks in your 401k and 100% stocks in your old rollover IRA or old 403b and 20% stocks in your brokerage account. On paper, it averages out, but in reality, you're taking more risk in tax-deferred accounts and less in taxable accounts. From that standpoint, that's backwards. From a tax-efficient standpoint, poor asset location costs you. When high growth assets sit in taxable accounts, you pay taxes on gains, which is less than ordinary income. When bonds sit in your Roth accounts, you're wasting tax-free growth opportunities on lower return investments. Third, you can't answer the most important question, and that is, are we on track? When accounts are scattered, you don't have a clear view of your financial picture. You might be oversaving in some areas and underprepared in others. You don't know if you can retire at 55 or need to work until 65. You don't know if you should keep maxing out your accounts or redirect money elsewhere. Without coordination, you're flying blind. This is where a lot of high-earning families get stuck. They confuse activity with strategy. They think, I'm maxing my 401k, I'm funding my HSA, I'm doing backdoor Roth contributions, I must be doing well. And you are. Those are all great moves, but they're individual tactics, not a coordinated strategy. Think about it like this. You can have all the right ingredients in your kitchen, but if you just throw them in a pot without a recipe, you're not making a meal, you're making a mess. The same is true with your finances. Each account is an ingredient, but without a recipe or a roadmap, you're just accumulating accounts, not building wealth strategically. Even millionaires can have coordination problems. Having money doesn't mean it's organized automatically. So what does it look like when your finances are coordinated? It means you have a clear roadmap. You know which accounts serve which purpose. You know where money should go next. You know which accounts to pull from first in retirement. You know how much risk you're taking where it's located, and why. It means your tax strategy is proactive, not reactive. You're not just filing taxes every April, you're planning Roth conversions, coordinating employer benefits with your spouse, managing capital gains, using tax loss harvesting throughout the year. It means that your cash has a job. That $30,000 in your savings account isn't just sitting there in case something happens. It's either your emergency fund, your next investment, or a planned expense within the next year. Coordination means everything is working together. Your 401k contributions align with your tax strategy. Your brokerage accounts is positioned in a tax efficient manner. Your Roth accounts are aimed to be your highest returning assets. Your cash reserves cover your near-term needs without dragging down long-term returns. And most importantly, you can clearly answer, yes, we are on track. Here's what we're building towards, and here's how we're going to get there. Here's what I see all of the time. Families come to me thinking they need to open another account, find a better investment, or contribute more. But that's not usually the problem. The problem is they don't have one clear roadmap tying everything together. They don't need more accounts, they need organization. They need someone to look at the full picture and say, here is what you have. Here's where it is, here's what it's doing, and here are the gaps. And this is how we fix it. That's coordination. It's taking all the hard work you've already done and making sure it's actually working together. It's making sure your effort translates into results. It's making sure you're not just busy, you're effective. Because the truth is, you're probably a lot closer than you think. You just need to connect all the dots. If you're watching this and thinking, yes, that's us, we're saving well, but nothing feels coordinated. That's not something you have to solve on your own. I work with high earning families to bring structure and clarity and confidence to their finances. If you want help building a real roadmap, you can book a call with me using the link below in the description, where we'll look at your full picture and decide together what's the best next step. Thanks for watching. Leave a comment down below with any questions you have, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.